Alright, so this is a video for the conspiracy theorists. If you believe that everything that happens that makes the news is a planned event, and that we are just watching one big show, and that they create the drama around it to make it look like it's natural, I want you to think about this for a second. So Tesla, the number one market cap in the entire stock market when compared to revenue, profits, whatever number you want to choose. Nobody has a greater amplifier of, I think Tesla's like top 10 EPS, but out of the top 10, it's the only like Fortune 500 company. So if you understand what that means out of all the large companies, Tesla's the most overvalued. Now, is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? I mean, could they build enough cars to where they reach the value of what they're currently at? I mean, anything's possible. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a scam stock if you're in Tesla just because they're way overvalued over every other company. But when you start to look at things as more as a process to the end, and like whatever's true has to be brought to light, but in the way that the government wants it to be brought to the light. And whether it's the government or it's just the 10 richest people in the world or some families that used to own the world from 100 years ago, none of that matters. All we know is that there is evil running this world, and whatever we have to do to get enough truth out until the evil is dead, like, we are here to kill evil. Simple as that. So, try to, like, I just saw a tweet from Stephen King, the book writer, I believe. Stephen King, it says, never mind Twitter, what about the car? I bought my Tesla Model S in 2013. Doesn't have the same range as the newest ones. That's a hint. But it's never given me a speck of trouble. Still goes fast. Good automobile. Well, here's the tricky situation. One of the reasons Tesla is so overvalued is because their margins are larger than any other car company in the world. What does that mean? That means the most valuable company in the world per dollar of earning potential, or recorded earnings, is so popular because, first off, they're really the only electric company. I mean, now there's lots of them, but like they're all just getting started. And so it was like it was an outside sector. It was a decent car. I know a lot of people that say they'll never buy a Tesla just because of the way it looks. But ultimately, what's going to happen when the new cars come, the Mullen cars come, and they're better looking, they're cheaper, and they have better distance, they have better batteries, long-term number of recharges possible. The Mullen 5 RS, better, as nice as any Tesla ever on the road. Looks better too. What's gonna happen when this car hits the road and its brand new price is cheaper than the price motherfucker with old Tesla is trying to resell their car for? Because they paid $120,000 for their S model. And that might be the Model P. I think it's the P90. But whatever it is, the point is, any cars of a Tesla, if you bought it thinking you were going to hold your resale value, it's dead. Cut your value in half if you're ever thinking about reselling your Tesla. Additional point. If you don't think that somebody would rather buy an electric car that goes 500 miles per charge than one that goes 250 miles per charge, and like that might be enough for them to make the switch from gas to electric, because 250 scares them, but 500, they're pretty confident they'll be able to charge their car at least once every 500 miles. Like, when you put that kind of logic into it, nothing looks good for Tesla. Outside of the idea that Tesla won't be forgotten, and that Elon's big enough to maintain his client base, and that if he's able to buy the technology and sell a slightly more expensive car, that he might be able to maintain selling 1 million cars a year. But he's never going to be the guy selling 100 million cars a year. Like, maybe there'll never be a company doing that, but if there is going to be one, it won't be Elon Musk. It's a fact of life. Too many people willing to die for what he's got, and he's not fighting for nothing. He just chugs along, expecting to... Like, it's so funny because Elon Musk, like, if you go, like, look back when GameStop happened and they're asking him about Tesla stock, and he starts just, like, talking about how, like, we've all heard the story of the bear. They might get to eat, but they always end up dead. He didn't say that word for word, but he said something like that. And so it feels like Elon Musk probably has the greatest motive to be the bear of EV growth. And it feels like it's only going to hurt Elon. And it's a good thing, because then it's going to expose, like, his mission to Mars was always bullshit. It's going to expose, like, anything he's doing. I mean, maybe his best chance at whatever he's doing is AI. But, yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I mean, let's just keep talking about the conspiracy theories. So, if you didn't know, the reason they brought up COVID at the time that they did was because retail started buying AMC, like 1 million people strong, for 100 million shares. And instead of just paying those people and letting them be rich and AMC being valued at what it's supposed to be valued, they decided to create a fight that ended up leading the stock to go from $1.83 to $72 in a year and a half. And it was basically just a thing where, like, there was no greater undervalued company in the whole stock market, and they had to make it stop. And they've been building this fucking bioweapon in Wuhan lab, and they said, well, AMC's got to go out of business, so how do we keep people out of the movie theaters? It's the only way we can stop these 1 million people from getting paid. And so they bring us COVID, and they shut down the AMC theaters. And guess what? In the next 12 months, it grows from 1 million AMC investors into 7 million AMC investors. And within a month after announcement of 7 million AMC investors, the stock ran from $12 to $72 in 6 days. And if you bought the best options you could have, you would have made at least 200x on your money. That's all 100% fact. That all happened. What's even greater that happened was that GameStop was brought in the middle of it to look like the main squeeze, to look like the distraction that everyone can rally behind, so to divide the buying power between AMC and another stock. And so AMC started getting bought. They bring in GameStop. They let GameStop squeeze without dilution. And then they finish the AMC war, and they minimize the damages by making it a difficult thing that not, like, there were 7 million investors in AMC, but there should have been 35 million investors in AMC, and we should have squozed back in February, not all the way in fucking May 2021. It shouldn't have taken 5 months to fucking buy the rest of the stock, but too many people are stupid to look. And now we're in a very similar situation, but a better situation, because for whatever reason, even the 7 million people stopped researching, stopped looking around, or got stuck where they were. Didn't look for the best, rather than just stuck with what they knew, which people do all the time and I hate. But basically, Mullen Automotive probably has 1 million investors worldwide, and so not nearly as many as AMC. But when AMC, before it squoze, is at a $6 billion market cap, Mullen's only ever been above $1 billion market cap for maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was for less than a week each time. And so it's pretty simple to realize that even though Mullen has less investors, that we were still able to accomplish the same thing as AMC did. But the amplifier is that there are less people, but all these less people are people that have been watching the stock market for the last 3 years, and they know what's coming, and they're prepared for what's coming, and they will diamond hand better than the people that diamond handed before. And it's going to be very special. And so not only is Mullen unique in the sense that it's the first retail squeeze where the market cap is justifiably already worth $100 billion, but also it has an unlimited market cap potential. And so, because it's unlimited and it's squeezing, who's to say that they will, even though every time in the past they've turned this into a fight, and so if it goes up, it'll come down and then it'll go back up, is what we're expecting. But at the same time, if they know that this one's different and that this market cap is true and it's not just retail buying, well then maybe when it goes up it's not supposed to come down, because now it's just finding its true price. And then maybe there still is a retail squeeze. And then once it finds its future price, maybe it stays there because the future price is already guaranteed. Oh, man. The stock market's crazy. But it's so much fun. Like, if you haven't got to participate and taste the sweetness of the stock market, it's just because you didn't try. There were so many opportunities, and they were not that hard to find. Oh, man. It seems like what we're about to see, the new brave new world we're about to enter, is that businesses are gonna sell off into singular businesses and try to do more of like an Apple type of brand, where it's like a one-stop shop for all your needs. And Apple will probably get into grocery stores and or combined with the Walmart or whatever. Like, there's going to be a lot of downsizing. And then the companies that are left, they're going to offer to be your parents. They're going to offer to give you the place to live, give you the job to work, give you the food to eat. And you no longer have to worry about money outside of these extracurricular activities you prefer to have, which everyone will have their own tastes. And, like, it's going to become a recruiting thing of who can collect the most humans. That's going to be the new business plan of who can collect the most humans. I hope you're ready for that one. All I recommend is read the Bible and find a church.